Good afternoon, folks. Michael Anthony here, the Exceptional Life Podcast. Thank you for joining me once again. Hope you're having a great start to the week. It's actually Tuesday, July 6th, so it's kind of the start of the week for me. I had off yesterday. We were up at the cabin, did some videos out there over the weekend, the long weekend, the 4th of July weekend. So now I'm back home in Pittsburgh. I'm here in my home office and had the inspiration to do another tapping video that I want to share with you. This particular video is about self-love, something that I struggled with quite a bit, and unexpectedly when I first started to learn tapping. And I was following this one particular practice that require you to go into, a bathroom, somewhere where there's a mirror, and look in the mirror, look at your own eyes, and maybe you want to try this. Maybe you want to pause the video and actually try this before you do the tapping session with me to see what type of emotions come up for you, what type of resistance might come up. So go in the bathroom, look in the mirror, look into your own eyes at yourself and say, I love you. I love you. Now, I say it easily now, but the first time I ever tried that, I had a very visceral resistance that came up. It felt awkward. It almost felt embarrassing to do it. There was some strange emotions. I've never looked in the mirror and said, I love you. It almost may seem silly for some people. So I challenge you to try that and see what happens. How do you feel? Some people simply can't do it. They simply can't do it. There's too much resistance, too much conditioning that you've been carrying for so long that makes you feel that you're not worthy enough to say it. Maybe you don't feel good enough to actually say it. Maybe you feel it's wrong to love yourself. And that could be a tremendous step in the right direction by learning to love yourself. Being able to say it, and say it with confidence, right? I love you. Saying it with happiness and joy and gratitude that you have this physical body and this emotional self, this spiritual self, this consciousness to love, to enjoy, to expand and create with, right? So there could be all sorts of stuff that comes up for you. Give it a try and see what happens. And I'll tell you this one thing. If you truly want to learn how to love other people unconditionally without judgment, then how are you expecting to do that if you can't even love yourself? How do you expect other people to love you if you don't love yourself? One of the things you'll realize, if you can accept it and become more loving to yourself, have that self-love, be able to say it and be able to mean it and be grateful for it, then you will have unbelievable circumstances open up for you in tremendous ways, prosperity and abundance and feel-good emotions throughout. So there's a lot of great benefits to being able to love yourself. You'd be healthier and happier and be able to give love to others and receive more love and allow more love to you, right? So go try the mirror technique, right? Try that exercise, see what happens. And then every so often, do it again as you continue to improve yourself, improve your mind, become more grounded, become more mindful. See if you can confidently look in the mirror and with happiness and joy, tell yourself you love yourself, right? And eventually that silliness or that resistance or any of those negative emotions that are coming up, they're going to go away. They're going to drift away. They're going to disappear. You're going to rewire your brain for happiness, health, love, wealth, everything, right? And all the good stuff that comes with that. So give it a try. And we're going to hop into a tapping script around this. And again, this is not a script that I've come up with. I've received this inspiration to do this tapping session. I've done a lot of work on myself over the years. I can confidently look in the mirror and say, I love you, right? And I want you to feel that same way because you're going to have more love to give and you're going to allow more love in. So let's go ahead and just see what comes up with this tapping session. Remember to take responsibility for your health and well-being and for whatever comes up for you, because everybody's going to be different. You might have really strong emotions come up. Just be ready for them. Take responsibility for them. Acknowledge them. Continue tapping through it. Okay? All right. So let's get ready to go here. So as always, we're going to start tapping on the hand, the karate chop point. Doesn't matter which hand. And just repeat after me. Feel free to close your eyes if you like. You can follow along exactly as I'm doing, or you can just go through the tapping points on your own. If you don't know them yet, then follow the tapping points I use. And there's some variations in the tapping points that could be utilized. I use one like on the solar plexus, is not really utilized that much by other practitioners, but I've found it incredibly beneficial for me, so that's why I include it. But just don't overthink it. Just go with the flow. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. Even though I have a hard time loving myself, I choose to forgive myself, honor myself, and love myself anyway. Take a nice deep breath there. And even though I have a hard time looking in the mirror and telling myself I love myself, that's okay. I choose to forgive myself now. I also choose to love myself as much as I can right now. Nice deep breath. And even though I have a hard time loving myself sometimes, it's okay. I choose to love and honor myself right now. And everyone else who loves me as well. Why do I have a hard time loving myself? Why do I have a hard time looking myself in the eye, in the mirror, and loving myself? Perhaps I was taught that loving myself is wrong. Perhaps at an early age I was conditioned not to love myself openly and freely. Or maybe I don't feel worthy enough to love myself. Perhaps there were people in my past who told me not to love myself. Perhaps they told me in different ways. Perhaps they told me non-verbally. Perhaps their actions spoke louder than words. And I could feel the message coming from them loud and clear that it was not okay to love myself. Well, I think it's about time to let that go. That old story is no longer welcome here. That old story will no longer stand up in a court of love. Because deep down I know that I love myself. Openly and freely. To the depths of my being, I love myself unconditionally. I love myself just as much as God, source energy, the universe loves me. In fact, I'm opening my eyes to that significant amount of love that I hold for myself. and I'm spreading it to everyone else. I'm saying it loud and clear right now. I love myself. I say it with a smile on my face. I love myself. I'm allowing love into my heart. I'm allowing love into my consciousness. And I'm spreading love everywhere I go. In fact, I'm a love magnet and a love amplifier. I'm pulling in love left and right, and I'm giving out love left and right. Everything is love in my eyes now. I'm feeling good, I'm being good, and I'm doing good. From an amazing place of love. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself right now. Oops. I love myself throughout the trillions of cells that make up this physical body. And I'm feeling the love in every energy center of my body. And I'm expanding that love out everywhere I go. And with everything I do. I am love. And I'm loving myself right now. Yes, yes, yes. All right. That felt good. That felt good. How are you feeling? Perhaps it didn't go as well for you as it did for me. I've been working on this for years. And if you're not feeling any better, then go back and do that session again. Start doing it daily. If you had anything come up, remember just to keep tapping through it. And don't hesitate to pause this video as you're going. You're starting to know these tapping points. If you feel certain emotions come up, maybe old experiences, maybe you see an image or a visualization from the past of something that happened, an experience, a trauma, or something you had, continue to tap through it and talk through it. Talk out loud. It's important to talk out loud. It's so much more powerful if you talk out loud. And get through those tapping sessions. Continue to tap through those emotions and then start to instill those feel-good feelings. And feel free to use this video if it works for you. And start to really love yourself. The more you love yourself, the more other people are going to love you, the more love you can give. And you know what? Everything is love. Everything is love, right? You want to be joyful and happy. That's all about love. So don't be shy. You want to be confident and bold with your love. So wishing you the best. Have an exceptional day. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.